Usually when we look at a weather forecast, there is this expectation of a very simple answer.
Right. It is incredibly simple, like rain or no rain, hot or cold.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the app on your phone, you see a dark rain cloud, and you just grab your umbrella.
Or you see a sun and you grab your sunglasses.
It is easy to plan for, it is clean, but then, you step into the world of astrological charts, and suddenly that simple weather app is completely useless.
Oh, totally useless.
Because we are looking at a map of your life that is full of moving parts. It is not just about what is happening around you. It is about how the weather outside is, directly changing the weather inside your own head.
Right. It is a totally complex system because when we look at the movement of the planets, we are not looking at fortune telling.
No, not at all.
We are looking at the mechanics of energy. Think of it like a giant clock.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah. So when one massive gear turns in the sky, a smaller gear turns in your daily routine, and then another gear turns in your emotional state.
It is all connected. Well, welcome back to Horoscope TV. I am absolutely thrilled you are here with us today.
We have a lot to talk about.
We really do. Today, we are putting a massive magnifying glass entirely on you. Yes, you are hardworking, incredibly driven listener born under the sign of Capricorn.
The rock of the zodiac.
Exactly. Our mission today is to completely analyze the April 2026 astro charts and forecasts just for you. We want to give you a clear, honest picture of what is coming, why it is happening, and, how to actually handle it.
And looking at the astro data for this month, there's a very powerful, very loud story unfolding.
Loud is a good word for it.
Yeah. The charts point to an incredibly intense period for you. You're going to see a huge mountain of hard work, some deep personal growth, and eventually a much-needed sense of healing.
Okay, let us unpack this. Because when I look at these charts, I see a wild ride. But before we get into the exact dates, we really need to talk about the main theme here. Because how does a sign that is so obsessed with control, and Capricorns, you love control, how do you survive a month of planetary chaos?
That is the exact question the charts are asking. The entire month is about a massive tug of war.
A tug of war between what?
Well, on one side, you have the heavy weight of duty. The work, the bills, the responsibilities. But on the other side, you have your deep human need for personal love and simple rest.
Which Capricorns usually push to the bottom of the list.
Exactly. You, as a Capricorn, are totally used to carrying the weight of the world. You are the rock for everyone else. But this month, the stars are creating situations that force you to balance that out. You cannot just be the rock in April.
You will crumble if you try. So let us start right at the beginning of the month. Because April kicks off with a major focus on your private thoughts.
Yes, April 8th.
Right. April 8th, the moon moves right into your sign, Capricorn. I like to think of this using a simple analogy. It is like you are finally putting your phone on Do Not Disturb mode so you can actually hear your own thoughts.
That is a perfect way to put it. You are blocking out the noise.
Yeah, like no more buzzing, no more notifications.
And to understand why this happens, we have to look at what the moon actually does in astrology. The moon rules your inner emotional tides. It is your comfort zone.
Right.
So when it moves into your own sign, it is like the tide rushing into your own private harbor. It forces you to look at your own walls.
But wait, let me push back on this a little bit.
Sure.
If you tell a Capricorn to put themselves first, they are going to look at you like you just spoke an alien language.
Oh, absolutely. They hate doing that.
Right. Capricorns put their duty to others first. They are the responsible ones. If a family member has a crisis, the Capricorn fixes it. So how does this Do Not Disturb mode actually work without them feeling wildly guilty?
Well, what is fascinating here is that the guilt is actually part of the process. Yeah. What the astro charts suggest here is that the planetary movement is stripping away your ability to ignore yourself. Yes, you will feel guilty at first when you ignore that text message from a coworker on a Sunday.
Oh, the Sunday texts are the worst.
They are. But the chart says you absolutely must focus on your own inner needs right now. If you do not figure out your personal goals and, put your own happiness first on April 8th, the rest of the month will crush you.
Because you just will not have the energy for it.
Exactly. You have to fill up your own gas tank.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You cannot drive the car if the tank is empty, no matter how much you want to reach the destination.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so rare for you to hear that. Put yourself first.
Very rare for a Capricorn.
But it makes even more sense when we map this out and look at what happens just 2 days later, April 10th. This is marked as one of the best dates of the entire month for you.
Yes, the last quarter moon.
Right. A last quarter moon in Capricorn. This is a time of release.
It truly is a moment to drop things. Let us break down the mechanics of a last quarter moon for a second. The full moon is the peak of energy, right?
Like the climax of a movie.
Exactly. So the last quarter moon is the clearing out phase before the cycle starts over again. It is the cosmic equivalent of taking out the trash.
I love that. So if April 8th is when you figure out what you actually want, April 10th is when you let go of the things that are stopping you from getting it.
Precisely. You can finally drop those old, heavy burdens, the worries you carry for other people, the stress from projects that ended months ago but still keep you up at night.
Ugh, the midnight worrying. We all do it.
Right, but on April 10th, you get to completely clear your busy mind. The emotional relief on this day will be huge.
Cleaning the mind sounds amazing, but the mind and the body are so tightly linked, you cannot separate them.
No, they are one system.
So when you make a big emotional shift, like dropping a mental weight, it directly changes your physical health. And the astrocharts show that on April 8th, right, when you were putting that phone on Do Not Disturb,
Right.
you are also going to feel very aware of what your physical body actually needs.
Yes, very aware.
Specifically, the charts highlight a loud demand for proper food and deep sleep.
Your physical awareness will be turned all the way up. Your body is going to speak to you very clearly on April 8th. I mean, if you have been eating poorly, surviving on fast food and coffee.
Which Capricorns totally do when they're busy.
Constantly. Or, skipping sleep to work late. Your body will sound an alarm. It will say, we cannot keep operating like this.
Hold on. I have a big question about this timeline.
Okay, what is it?
I am looking at the dates here. If you are dropping all your heavy mental burdens on April 10th and clearing your mind, why does the astro data show you being completely exhausted just a few days later on April 13th? Should you not feel lighter? Like, should you not have way more energy once the heavy backpack is off?
It is a great question, and it is a trap a lot of people fall into. You would think dropping the weight makes you run faster.
Right.
But think about the physical mechanics of carrying a heavy backpack for 10 miles. While you are walking, your adrenaline keeps you going. You do not even notice how much it hurts.
Because you are focused on the destination.
Exactly. But the moment you finally put the heavy backpack down and sit on the grass, what happens?
You collapse.
Right. Your muscles start shaking. You suddenly realize just how tired you actually are. The adrenaline wears off and the true exhaustion sets in.
Wow. Okay, so the crash comes after the weight is removed.
Exactly. And the astrocharts reflect this perfectly on April 13th. On this day, the planet Mars meets the planet Neptune in the sky.
Okay, let us break those two down.
We need to understand what these two planets do. Mars is your engine. It is your drive, your energy, your pushing force. It is how you get things done.
And Neptune.
Neptune is like a deep, foggy, endless ocean.
Oh boy. So what happens when you put a car engine into an endless ocean?
It floods. It completely stalls out. When Mars and Neptune meet, it makes your physical body very, very sensitive. Your normal drive is just swallowed up by this foggy, watery energy.
So if I am a Capricorn listener, and I wake up on April 13 feeling like I am moving through wet cement, I should not try to push through the pain.
No, you should completely avoid pushing yourself on April 13. I cannot stress this enough.
But that is their instinct, right? To just drink another coffee and push.
Yes, Capricorns love to push through pain. They see a wall and they try to break it with their heads. But if you try to do that on April 13, you will just end up with a huge headache. Your energy levels will be naturally low.
So what should they do instead?
You will tire out incredibly quickly. So this is the day for a very slow walk outside, maybe some gentle stretching on your living room floor. It is definitely not the day to run a marathon, and it is not the day to try and set a new record at the gym.
Right.
Listen to that exhaustion. It is real, and it serves a purpose. It forces you to recharge.
That makes perfect sense. You have to let the engine dry out. And frankly, connecting this to the rest of the month, you're going to desperately need that physical rest on the 13th because of the massive amount of energy you will be spending on your career.
Oh, the career sector is huge this month.
It really is. Let us look at the work charts. Way back on April 2, early in the month, there is a full moon in Libra. And this puts a huge, bright spotlight right on your career sector.
The full moon lights things up. It brings things out of the dark.
And for a Capricorn, that means public praise, right?
Exactly. For you, in the career sector, this translates to real recognition. All that quiet, gritty, hard work you have been doing over the last few months. The late nights you thought nobody noticed.
People are finally going to see it.
They absolutely are. The chart suggests you might get a formal award, a loud shout out in a big company meeting, or just some very clear, undeniable appreciation from people in charge.
Is so nice to be noticed.
Yeah.
But knowing Capricorns, they are not going to just sit around and soak up the applause. They are not going to rest on their laurels. And the charts back that up. By April 9, the planet Mars enters Aries. Aries is the starting gun of the zodiac. It is pure forward motion. The charts show your focus shifts sharply from that public spotlight to building a very secure base. It is like you get the applause, you nod politely, and then you immediately go back to your desk to say, okay, how do I build on this?
That is the absolute classic Capricorn drive. You do not just celebrate a win, you use the win as a brick to build the next level of the house.
Right.
You might find yourself wanting to set up a proper home office or lock in some very long-term business plans. You want solid ground. Yeah.
And you need those plans locked in. You need that solid ground. Because here is where it gets really interesting.
Here we go.
I am looking at the middle of the month, April 19 and 20. These are without a doubt the biggest, heaviest days of the entire month for you.
They absolutely are. Let us analyze the astrocharts for these 2 days very carefully. On April 19, Mars, the planet of action and fighting, meets Saturn.
And Saturn is important for Capricorns.
Very. Saturn is your ruling planet. It is the boss of Capricorn. It is the planet of strict rules, hard lessons, time, and heavy structures.
So you have the planet of fast action Mars crashing straight into the planet of strict rules and delays Saturn. That sounds like driving a car with the gas pedal pressed to the floor while the emergency brake is fully engaged.
That is a perfect mechanical analogy. The friction is immense. When Mars and Saturn meet, it brings incredible focus and endurance. You can stare at a problem for 10 hours without blinking, but it brings a very, very intense, heavy workload directly to your desk.
Like a mountain of confusing paperwork suddenly dropping out of nowhere right when you thought you were caught up.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture of your year, Saturn demands total discipline. There are absolutely no easy shortcuts right now.
You cannot just wing it.
You cannot skip steps. You cannot use a quick fix. You cannot leave early on Friday. You have to sit down and do the hard, boring, frustrating work.
I have another analogy for this. It is like you are taking a massive final exam, and the strict teacher is standing right over your shoulder, watching your every single pencil stroke.
That is terrifying, but yes.
You cannot guess the answers. You have to pay attention to the tiny details. You have to show all your math. If you try to cheat, you will fail instantly.
Yes, you're being watched, and the quality of your work matters deeply right now. You are building a reputation. And the very next day, April 20, the planet Mercury meets Saturn.
Okay, what does Mercury do here?
Well, Mercury rules communication, thinking, and logic. When it touches Saturn, your daily thoughts become very serious and highly responsible. You are not thinking about jokes or parties. You are thinking about the bottom line.
So because your mind is so sharp, serious, and detail-oriented on this day, the charts suggest April 20 is a perfect day to sign serious contracts.
Definitely.
Because people will look at your reliable work ethic, they will see how serious you are, and they will deeply respect you.
They will trust you. But there is a real cost to all of this. We have to look back at the health charts for April 19 and 20.
Right. Because all this intense work, all this rigid discipline, sitting there with the teacher watching you, it comes with a real physical cost for you.
Because again, the mind and the body are connected. You cannot put your brain through a marathon and expect your body to feel like it just woke up from a nap.
What does the physical cost actually look like here? Like, what are they going to feel?
When we analyze the physical impact of this Mars and Saturn meeting, it points directly to physical stiffness and deep mental fatigue. Saturn rules the bones, the joints, and the structure of the body.
Ouch.
Right. So when it is under pressure, your physical structure takes the hit. You are sitting at that desk, your jaw is tight, your shoulders are creeping up to your ear.
You were holding your breath.
Yes. You are trying to get everything perfect, and you just stop breathing normally.
That intense stress and heavy worrying can lead straight to complete burnout if you are not careful. So what do? You just said you cannot walk away from the work. You cannot skip steps. So how do you actually survive the heavy grind?
You must actively manage the physical toll. You cannot just hope it goes away. I strictly advise you to force yourself to practice deep breathing. Set a timer on your phone if you have to.
Just to remember to breathe.
Why breathing? Because when you are stressed, your breathing gets shallow. You stop giving your brain oxygen. It is a physical reaction.
And what about the stiffness, like the tight shoulders?
You must stretch your tight muscles every single day during this middle part of the month. Roll your shoulders, stand up, stretch your lower back.
Just get it from the chair.
Yes. If you let that physical tension build up while you are working so hard, your body will literally lock up. You will wake up with a stiff neck and you will not be able to work anyway. You have to create space in your joints.
Stretching and breathing, it sounds so basic, so simple. But when you're in the middle of a heavy grind, it is the very first thing you forget to do. You just stare at the screen.
Exactly.
So you have to make it a strict rule. Now, all this heavy work, all this studying for the final exam with the teacher watching, it is not for nothing.
No, it pays off.
It leads directly to your financial choices. Let us talk about money.
The money timeline in April is very fascinating for you. It shows a clear line of growth, but with a sharp turn in the middle.
Okay, take us through it.
It starts back on April 10th when the moon moves into Aquarius. Aquarius brings a focus on the future. It looks ahead. For you, this highlights your personal wealth. You start looking at your bank account, your savings, and instead of feeling dread, you start feeling optimistic. You start thinking, I can build this. I can make this grow.
And then just a few days later, on April 14th, Mercury forms a very helpful angle with Uranus. Let us talk about what that actually means.
Uranus is the planet of sudden surprises, electricity, and technology. And Mercury is the planet of ideas.
So when they form a helpful angle, they are working together beautifully.
It is like plugging your brain directly into an electrical socket.
Whoa!
Yeah. The charts show your mind will be completely full of clever ideas. Fast ideas. You might think of a brand new, maybe even tech-based or online idea to make extra cash.
Are we talking about a sudden light bulb moment?
Exactly. Trust those innovative thoughts. If an idea pops into your head on April 14 about selling something online or using a new app to organize a side business or even fixing a broken process at work that saves money, write it down immediately.
Because you might forget it.
Right. Your brain is firing on all cylinders when it comes to money.
But I see a major split in your energy around the middle of the month when it comes to cash. It's almost like a whiplash effect.
It really is.
On April 19th, right while you were dealing with that heavy Mars and Saturn workload, the moon is in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of the twins. It is about doing two things at once, having two ideas at once. The charts show a strong, sudden urge to start a side hustle for extra income.
You will feel this intense need to have multiple streams of income. You look at your heavy workload and think, I need an escape route. I do not want all my eggs in one basket. You want to try something new and fast.
But wait, notice what happens the very next day, April 20. The sun moves into Taurus.
Ah, Taurus.
Now, Taurus is earthy, solid, slow, and practical. It is the bull sitting calmly in a field. Suddenly, your focus shifts violently away from those fast, risky, clever ideas.
It is a complete 180-degree turn. You move away from risky gambles very quickly. That side hustle idea from yesterday suddenly sounds exhausting and dangerous.
Like, why did I want to start a podcast yesterday? Because it's too much work.
Exactly. You just want long-lasting financial security. The Taurus energy helps you make very mature, practical choices. You just want to put your money in a safe savings account or a solid piece of property and watch it grow slowly over 10 years.
So on the 19th, you want to start a wild new online business selling dog toys. And by the 20th, you just want to put your cash in a boring bank account and lock the door.
Yes. And the charts suggest you should follow that Taurus urge. The safe, steady investment is the right path for you this month. It grounds all that chaotic energy.
Okay, let us zoom out for a second. We have covered a lot of ground. You are working incredibly hard. You are physically exhausted. You are worrying about building your savings, jumping between fast ideas and slow investments.
It is a lot.
I have to wonder, how can a Capricorn possibly maintain a happy love life with all of this going on? It seems impossible. Where is the time?
It is a huge struggle, and the charts actually show this exact struggle playing out clearly.
Why?
Let us go back to that April tail full moon in Libra.
Okay.
We talked about how it brings a spotlight to your career. But Libra is the sign of partnerships. So while the full moon highlights your career, it also highlights the tight tension between your public work duties and your private love life. You are being pulled very hard into completely different directions.
I can picture this perfectly. You want to stay late at the office to finish the big project and get the praise from your boss, but your partner is sitting at home waiting for you to have dinner.
Right, you cannot be in two places at once.
You cannot. And the charts are warning you about the mechanics of this tension. You must make sure you give your partner quality time. If you pour all your energy into the public life and give your private life the leftover crumbs, there will be massive friction. Your partner will feel it.
And we actually see a flare-up of that friction right on the next day, April 3. Venus, the planet of love, clashes with Pluto, the planet of deep hidden things and control.
Yes, a square.
We call this a square in astrology. It is like two cars crashing into each other at an intersection.
That is exactly what a square does.
Yeah.
It forces an issue. Venus wants peace, harmony, and sweetness. Pluto wants raw truth, control, and it brings up our deep fears.
So when they crash,
When they crash, it causes some highly intense feelings. You might feel a sudden surge of totally irrational jealousy, or your partner might feel deeply neglected and try to control your schedule.
so it is a pressure cooker moment. How does a Capricorn fix that? Because their first instinct might be to just build a wall and ignore the drama. They do not like messy feelings. Building a wall will only make Pluto push harder. The solution is written right into the chart. Honest talking fixes it quickly.
Just putting it out there.
Yes. You cannot hold the feelings inside. If you feel jealous or if your partner says they feel ignored, put the ugly truth out on the table. Speak clearly. Say, I am stressed, I'm scared, I feel like I'm failing at home because I am working so hard.
That is hard to admit.
It is, but that raw honesty will clear the air and actually bring you much closer. Pluto loves the raw truth.
That is really good news. If you just face it, it passes, and it gets even better because the middle of the month brings this incredibly sweet period for love. It is like the storm completely clears.
Yes, April 13.
On April 13th, Venus forms a very helpful angle with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, is the magnifying glass. It makes everything it touches bigger and happier.
So when Jupiter touches Venus, it magnifies love. This brings a day of deep affection, generosity, and mutual respect. You will feel generous, and your partner will really appreciate your kind attention. You will want to give gifts or say really kind things.
And then a few days later, on April 17th, the moon enters Taurus. We talked about Taurus being earthy and solid. Taurus loves comfort above all else. This brings quiet, comfortable, relaxing dates at home.
You will not want to go out to a loud, crowded restaurant. You will not want to get dressed up. You will want to wear soft clothes, sit on a comfortable couch, order your favorite food, and just simply be with the person you love.
That sounds like exactly the kind of medicine you need right before that heavy Saturn work hits on April 19th. You stock up on love and comfort so you can survive the strict teacher.
Exactly. You fill the cup.
But of course, the peace at home is sharply contrasted by some wild energy back at the office toward the end of the month. Let us shift gears and talk about office politics.
Oh, this gets intense.
On April 25, the Sun squares off against Pluto. We saw Venus hit Pluto earlier and cause love tension. Now the Sun is hitting Pluto. What does that mean?
Well, the sun represents authority, leadership, and your core identity. Pluto, again, is power, hidden motives, and control. This is a very tough angle. It means office politics could get really nasty. Pluto often brings power struggles that happen behind closed doors.
Give me a real-world example. What does this look like on a Tuesday afternoon?
You might find yourself in a sudden disagreement with a manager or someone who holds authority over you. It could feel like they're trying to force you into something unfair. Or worse, they might try to take credit for your hard work.
Oh, that is the worst.
Right. They might try to manipulate a situation to make you look bad so they look good.
How do you handle that? Because a Capricorn's first instinct might be to push back hard with facts, logic, and a spreadsheet showing exactly why the boss is wrong.
I must stress the need for total grace here. You absolutely cannot lose your temper. You cannot get into a shouting match. If you get angry, Pluto's energy will use it against you. Pluto thrives in the mud. If you get into the mud to fight, you will just get dirty, and the person with more power will win.
So you have to stay above it.
You must keep your emotions completely in check. Professionalism is your absolute key to surviving April 25. Nod politely, take detailed notes, stay perfectly calm, and do not get pulled into the emotional drama. Keep your emails brief and factual. Do not give them any ammunition.
Keep it strictly business. Because the payoff for staying calm and keeping your hands clean is huge. Just a few days later, by April 28, Mars forms a great angle with Lilith. Let us explain Lilith.
Yes.
Lilith represents raw, fierce, untamed energy. It is the part of us that refuses to be told what to do.
When Mars, the planet of action, connects smoothly with Lilith, it gives you fierce ambition to chase your biggest goals. You are no longer dealing with petty office politics. You are looking at the top of the mountain. You are going to achieve massive success here. The energy is totally unbothered by what other people think.
So what does this all mean for your wallet? Because we talked about money earlier, but this sounds like a big career move.
It means very good things for your bank account. On April 24, Mercury connects with Lilith. Mercury is your voice. Lilith gives it fearlessness. This gives you the total confidence to speak your mind. This is the exact time to boldly negotiate a better salary. Do not let anyone undervalue your hard work from earlier in the month.
Right. You survived the heavy workload on the 19th. You survived the boss trying to steal your credit on the 25th. Now you walk in, state your worth, and ask for the check.
Yes, you have the leverage. And the universe sends help too. On April 26th, the sun connects with the node. The node represents your path forward, your destiny. The charts show a highly fateful connection here. A helpful financial mentor or even a wealthy business partner might arrive in your life on this exact day.
Like someone who just steps in and says, I see how hard you work. Let me show you how to multiply your money.
Exactly. Listen to their advice. They truly want to help you succeed. Because of all this bold action, you're going to end the month feeling very rich, both in actual money and in professional respect. You earn every penny of it.
I love looking at relationship compatibility based on these specific events in April. We have seen how hard you are working, how you need peace at home, and how you are building your future. Based on all of this highly specific astro data, your absolute best match for this month is Cancer.
It makes perfect mechanical sense. Cancer is the sign of home, family, and deep emotional care. They provide the warm, loving, soft environment that you deeply need after those heavy, cold work days.
Remember the April 8th, focus on your personal goals. When you had to put your phone on, do not disturb. Cancer supports that. They will happily take care of the little things around the house. They will make dinner. They will guard the door so you can focus on yourself.
And on April 20, when you are focused on practical comfort and building a secure future, making those slow, steady Taurus money choices, Cancer is right there with you. Cancer loves security just as much as you do. They balance your intense drive for success with a genuine desire for family happiness. They remind you to soften your heart. They are the soft blanket waiting for you at the end of a long day in the freezing cold.
On the flip side, we have the worst match for April, and that is Libra. I have to use an analogy here to explain why this is so bad right now.
Right.
Mixing a Capricorn and a Libra this month is like trying to mix oil and water while riding a roller coaster.
It is a mess.
It is just going to make everyone dizzy and sick, but why? Explain the mechanics of this clash.
We can analyze exactly why this clash happens using the astro charts. It comes down to how your internal engines are built. Libra is powered by external validation. They are like a solar panel. They need the sun. They need social approval. They need constant verbal praise. They want to talk. They want romance. They want to be told they are wonderful.
Then Capricorn?
Capricorn is powered by internal duty. You are like a geothermal engine. You pull heat from deep underground. You show your love through loyalty and hard work. You show love by paying the bills on time, fixing the broken sink, and making sure the car has oil. If you put a Libra and a Capricorn in a dark room together, the Capricorn keeps running because their engine is internal. The Libra completely shuts down because there is no sun, no external praise. That makes so much sense. And that April 10 full moon in Libra really highlights this clash. The full moon makes the Libra partner want to go out, be seen, go to parties, and be social. But you, the Capricorn, are stressed about your career spotlight and just want to prepare for the next workday.
Exactly. Furthermore, look at the middle of the month, around April 19, when you are dealing with that massive Mars and Saturn heavy workload. You become very focused, quiet, and strict. A Libra is going to look at you working a 12-hour day in complete silence and think you are totally boring. They will feel ignored.
And the Capricorn is going to look at the Libra, who is worrying about their outfit or wanting to go out for drinks, and think they're totally lazy and foolish.
Yes. Working together on a project or trying to maintain a romance during this specific time would be a complete disaster. You have completely opposite communication styles and completely opposite needs right now.
So hug a Cancer, and maybe just wave politely to the Libras from across the street this month.
Good advice. Now, as we move into the final part of April, we are looking at surprises, healing, and your lucky elements. After surviving the heavy work, the physical fatigue, and the nasty office politics, the very end of April brings some sudden, wonderful changes. Let us look at romance. On April 24, Venus meets Uranus.
We talked about Uranus bringing sudden electrical ideas for money. Well, here it brings sudden electricity to love. Uranus is lightning. It is the sudden spark. When it meets Venus, the planet of love, it brings a massive spark of totally unexpected romance.
We are talking about a wild, unplanned date. A Capricorn hates unplanned things, but this will feel good. Or maybe you check your phone and there's a highly surprising, sweet message from someone you did not expect. It is a brilliant break from all that heavy routine.
And this beautiful energy deepens by April 28. Venus connects with Pluto. Now wait, We talked about Pluto causing office struggles and jealousy earlier. Why is this good? Because this is a trine. A trine is a smooth, easy flow of energy between planets.
So instead of crashing at an intersection, they are driving side by side on an open highway.
Exactly. In love, this smooth angle helps you completely renew your romantic bond. Any past trust issues you have had, any walls you built up, they can be completely overcome right here. Pluto's depth is used for good. Your soul feels completely linked to your partner. You finish the month feeling deeply, securely loved.
That is a beautiful finish line for the heart. And speaking of finish lines, let us talk about your physical and mental healing. After all the hard work, the final week feels totally encouraging. On April 24, there is a first quarter moon in Leo. Leo brings massive, bright, warm, positive energy. You are going to feel ready to proudly show everyone your true spirit.
It is a burst of bright sunlight after a long, hard climb up a cold mountain. You reach the peak, and the sun hits your face.
But I really want to focus on the physical healing on April 26. The moon moves into Virgo. Virgo is all about health, digestion, and daily routine. This makes you want to organize your daily health routines. You will want to prepare healthy meals, drink more water, and clean your kitchen. And on that exact same day, Venus connects with Neptune.
This raises a very important question. How does a hardworking Capricorn actually relax? You are so used to producing results, even your hobbies usually have a goal. But this chart on April 26 suggests you must engage in highly relaxing, totally non-productive wellness activities.
Yes, the charts specifically point to water and touch. Neptune is the ocean, remember? Venus is physical pleasure, so we're looking at a long, warm bath, a soothing massage to work out the stiffness from April 19, or a quiet spiritual meditation. This is how you finish the month feeling completely restored. You physically wash away the stress of the heavy grind.
You let the water carry the heavy weight that Saturn put on your shoulders. You let the water do the work for once.
I absolutely love that visual. Let the water hold the weight. Let us run through your lucky elements to keep in mind throughout the month. Your lucky numbers are 8, 19, 26, 33, 47, and 60. And, looking at that list, it is funny how 8, 19, and 26 match up exactly with some of the biggest days of the month we just analyzed. April 8 is your inner reset. April 19 is the heavy workload. And April 26 is your healing day.
The numbers align perfectly with the story of your month. You can use these numbers when setting goals or looking for positive signs. And the color of the week for you to focus on is brown. Specifically, if you look at the hex code, it is hashtag A52A2A.
Why brown? Some people might think that is a boring color.
When we analyze the energy of brown, it is the color of the earth itself. It is rich soil, it is thick tree trunks, it is the absolute perfect grounding color to keep you steady during those intense work periods. When your mind is racing with fast money ideas or you are stressed about office politics, wearing brown or having that color in your home office helps anchor you back to reality. It stops you from spinning out, it brings you back to the solid earth.
So maybe wear a nice brown sweater on April 19 when you were dealing with all that heavy Saturn energy.
Yeah.
It will serve as physical armor. What an incredible journey April is going to be for you. We started by looking at that intense need for inner quiet on April 8, putting the phone on Do Not Disturb and facing your guilt. Then we saw you pushing through a massive mountain of hard work in the middle of the month, surviving physical fatigue, remembering to stretch, and dodging nasty office drama by staying perfectly calm. And finally, you end the month with sudden, exciting romance, brilliant money moves, and deep, soothing healing in the water.
It is a month that severely tests your endurance but highly rewards your spirit. You come out of April much stronger and much richer than you went into it. I want to leave you with a final thought to consider. You are going to see exactly how much you can achieve through sheer hard work this month. You will push through massive obstacles. But once you realize you have that power, what happens when you apply that exact same intense focus to your own joy and relaxation? What if you worked just as hard at resting as you do at your career? What would that look like for a Capricorn?
That is a deeply powerful question to hold on to. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and listening to this episode on Horoscope TV. We know your time is valuable, and we are honored you spent it here mapping out your month with us. Please subscribe so you can get notified the exact moment the next episode is available. Take care of yourself, Capricorn. Remember to stretch, drink your water, and we see you next time.